Hello everyone, let's cook some banana muffins today. So for them we will need bananas, as well I will add some white chocolate and blueberries into it. As well we will need some flour, sugar, salt, a bit vanilla sugar or vanilla extract, I have a sugar, some baking powder, milk and eggs. So let's start with our bananas. Ideally you want to get an overripe bananas, so they will be very sweet and soft. So let's put them into the bowl and mash them. As you can see, they even have some brown spots, which is totally okay for this recipe. And you need 3 to 4 bananas. I have a smaller one, slightly slower. I have smaller ones, so I'm using 4 of them. And let me just quickly clean this mess. So the mess is cleaned and let's mash those bananas. Until they get into some equally meshy consistency. I mean, you can totally use a blender for it, but I found it kind of calming activity, I would say, relaxing in a way, that you're out of all of your gadgets and you're just doing something with your hands. I guess not very aesthetically pleasant view of all of this mashed banana going quite randomly into the bowl. But I actually kind of like watching videos like this. Tell me if I'm the only one or if there are other people who does it the same way. So So we have our bananas mashed, so let's add sugar, 100 to 120 grams. So I put my bowl onto the scale so it's easier to measure it. I'm putting a brown sugar, but you can totally put just a regular one. And I will put 100 grams, so it's not as sweet. Oops. Yeah, oh. 101, almost 1. Now let me put 3 eggs, just regular size eggs. 1, 2, and 3. So after I will put 1 teaspoon of vanilla sugar or vanilla extract, just for a little bit of smell. It's in. Then let's put 60 milliliters of milk. And I didn't find anything better than a shot glass that has 20 and 40 milliliters there, so I will put it in there. So first 40 and 20. 120. And one ingredient that I forgot to mention before and forgot to put on display is butter. We'll need about 150 grams of butter, or you can use some non-aromatic oil, but I will use butter and I will melt it on a hot water. So now I will melt this butter here, prepared on a water. And meanwhile, the butter is getting melted, we can dry it. And meanwhile butter is getting ready, we can measure our dry ingredients. So we will need 300 grams of flour. And one of the last ingredients to measure is our berries. I'm using blueberry, have around 120 grams, but you can use like 150 grams. I just have one small package, so have to work with what I have. And 60 grams of a chocolate. I'm using a white one. Actually like a mix of white chocolate in any of the baking goods. So let me check. Yeah, it's approximately 60 grams. And what we haven't done actually is we haven't mixed these things. So let's pre-mix them quickly, all of our wet ingredients, before the butter is melted as well. So the butter is melted and let's add it into our mix of wet ingredients. Maybe I actually need to cool it down a bit so it will not anyhow disturb the eggs. But let's hope it won't affect it anyhow. Yeah, so our wet ingredients are done. And let's. So the wet ingredients are done. So let's add in the flour that we have. I will be adding it by parts, so it's easier to mix. And you can totally do it in some kitchen robot or with a mixer or whichever tool is helping you. I don't mind doing it by hand from time to time. And let's add the second part of the flour. And now it's time to add chocolate and blueberry. So now let's add our blueberries into the mix and the chocolate. And mix it in. And I will actually use already a spatula, because it's easier to manipulate with it. So the dough for muffins is ready, and now let's put it into the baking tray. So I'm using just a regular baking sheet, plus I have these cute little B cups, and I will add it into each one of those. The amount of dough is like for 2 baking sheets like this, but I do have only one of them, so I will cook a first part of it, and then I will cook a second part of the dough. And now let me pour the dough inside the cups. I will start with 1 spoon to each of the cups, and then I will add a second spoon into each of the cups. And actually I think I was mistaken, so probably this amount of dough was for 1.5 of these trays. So I can do the magic to kind of get equalized. And let's put them into preheated oven to 190 degrees for 30 to 35 minutes. And obviously you can check with some toothsticks or something that they're all cooked through. So the cupcakes are done, the first part of it. I will put the second one in a while, and I will let them cool down. And then I will show how they look inside. So I let the muffins to cool down, and let's have a look. And here how they look inside. So please try. So please try the recipe and let me know if you like it or no. And see you in the next video. Bye!